Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel, Superman Crypto, and of course Pulsechain X3 YouTube channels, streaming to over 10,500 subscribers. A big welcome, your host Superman in the house, and we're going to get into a fun show. Obviously, someone was being sneaky out there. Looks like the highest of stakes was on Emirates, so we're going to get into all that later on, somewhere about the middle of the live stream. So wait up for that; it's going to be coming up. Let's see who is in the house. We got Lies Beneath, always in with the golden cryptos. Hey, Lies, good to see you. And of course, Hex, PLXX, Center for the Win, 100%. That is the golden crypto strategy of this channel, and we are loving it. Check my pulse. It says, good evening, Superman. Good evening to you. And a big shout out to the Hex Token family out there. What else do we got? Hexcavator in the house there. Hey, gang, good to see Hexcavator from the good old USA in the house. Yeah, boy. We got Brennan as well. Morning, Superman and family. Hey, Brennan, hope you're doing well. Brennan is our TA guru, and he's been having a good time lately. A good time. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's get straight into it, folks. We've got a few things to cover, so let's get into it. And bam, let's go. Let's bring up the stock market first of all. So we've got the stock market Dow slides today on geopolitical tensions, spike in the treasury yields. Let's have a look at the actual indices. We've got the Dow Jones down 65, 6,500 of a percent, 248 points at 37,735. Another down day there. S&P 500 down 1.2%, pretty decent down day there at 5,601. And the NASDAQ down 1.8%, 290 points down to 15,885. We haven't had any of those big days, though, you know, the 5-10% days. We've had none of those. Those would be absolutely gut-wrenching. I'm sure we're going to get some at some stage, but they're not here today. Now, volatility index is up 11%, and it looks like the dollar is unchanged there. Let's go to the commodities. We've got West Texas at the moment, $85, up 0.5%, 40 cents, and West Brent oil there up 0.15%, 14 cents to $90.53. So a bit of rise there in oil prices, not surprising given the geopolitical tensions. Gold at the moment is up 6/10%, let's say, $14, sorry, up at $2,397. And silver there is up 0.8% at 22 cents at $28.94. Really getting that move on, aren't we, with the old silver there and gold as well. So kind of cool. Now, what we are expecting is GDP data to come up. We did get some data around retail sales. So the Commerce Department said Monday that retail sales rose 0.7% last month, topping economists' forecasts of 0.4% rise. So that's more demand, more inflationary pressures, one would argue, if you had this particular point of view. The retail sales control group, which has a large impact on USD GDP, rose 1.1% above expectations for a 0.4% rise. Following the data, some economists revised expectations upwards for Q1 economic growth and warned that rate cuts weren't coming anytime soon. Boo! A third straight quarter of GDP growth over 3% should be the nail in the coffin for anyone expecting rate cuts anytime soon, Jeffrey said. And obviously, we had pretty much moved from June to July at the earliest, being the interest rate pivot there. Let's see what the market is saying at the moment. So let's go to the tools and have a look at the Fed rate monitor and see what the market is deciding for interest rates. Obviously, that would be a bullish move for a rate pivot for markets. Let's see here. So we're going to jump past May. We're going to go straight to July. Looks like we've got 50% expecting a no change. So we actually got the majority, a slight majority, expecting a no change in the market rates in July. What does September hold for us then? Well, we still got the majority of the market expecting an interest rate pivot then. Only 27.4% expecting a no change. The rest of the market expecting change there. So we're slipping into September at this rate. So let's see. Like I say, July is probably the earliest. Certainly June here, 75% no change. So July, definitely the earliest now. That's because all the data coming in has changed the thesis there. Just slightly too. It's not like it's huge, but enough for rate cuts to be deferred at this rate. But still a bit more data to come in there. We'll see how GDP goes. All right, that is pretty much it for the stock market and, of course, interest rates. We got Bitcoin, though, is down 4%, 63,733. What happened to the flight to quality narrative? It's not holding up at this stage. Down 3.8%. In fact, have I got a little video on that? No, I haven't got one queued up for that, but probably should have. Should we bring it in? Let's see if we've got it here. Let's have a look. Larry Fink. I can't remember exactly what's in this video, but we might as well watch it a little bit, just for a bit of fun. Why not? Where are you, Larry? Where are you, Larry? Come out! Come out! We're stop hiding, Larry. You might be the most powerful financial institution in the world. I'm looking in the wrong group there. That's not going to help me. There we are. That's Larry Fink. Let's hear from him for about a minute.
I'm very bullish on the long-term viability of Bitcoin.
I was going to say, did that surprise you?
That surprised me how much that's
Really?
gone up. I mean, look at it. We're creating now a market that has more liquidity, more transparency, and I'm pleasantly surprised, and I would never have predicted it before we filed it, that we were going to see this type of retail demand.
So you thought you'd do good, but not this good.
I thought, yes. Yes,
well, IBIT is your ETF over at iShares.
Yes.
It's about to overtake Grayscale, which was in the business certainly a lot longer. You look at the gains since January 11th when it first came about.
Yes.
Have you ever seen this much inflow this quickly into
IBIT is the fastest growing ETF in the history of ETFs.
All right, so that there is from Larry Fink. Now, it's not quite the video I wanted to show, but it's basically the same idea. It's amazing how, if you see all his interviews, he's always surprised. Apparently, he's got more analysts than you could imagine. And of course, they never seem to know what the price prediction is going to be or anything like that. He always comes in acting like he doesn't know anything, and he's always surprised. So I don't know. Is that a good investment manager? I don't think so. But anyway, let's move on. Flight to quality there. Let's get back into it. And there we go. We've got Bitcoin there at $62,684, up down 3.88%. Bitcoin dominance 52.81%. Ethereum at the moment $3,113, down 2.23%. Some of the big movers down. Solana down 9%, $138. What else we got going there? AVAX is down 6.84%. The meme coins are not down too bad except for Pepe. Pepe's down a little bit there at 7.4%. Pepe is down on the meme coins. Just looking around the table there. What else is looking pretty interesting? That's it pretty much. So we'll move on. So WIF is down as well. All right, that is pretty much. Let's have a closer look into BTC, Bitcoin, and we can see here on the Coinbase that we just finished the day, right? We've just rolled over to a new day, so we've got a brand new candle. But yesterday's data says that we had a low of 62,315. We had a high of 66,900. So quite the range there. What's that about? $4,600, something like that. $4,600 range yesterday. And we are trying to fight around this 50-day moving average, which is currently sitting at 64,731. Not sure what's happening to my number calls today, but hey, you'll have to bear with me. And we're currently below that at 63,300. So let's see if we can get back over that 50-day moving average, because we've got the Bitcoin halving coming up, and that's only a little while away. Let's have a look how close it is. So we're going to look at it on the diagram here, but basically less than 4 days away for the Bitcoin halving. But let's go to the real calculator. Look at the countdown. Here we are, 3 days and 3 days and 23 hours and 49 minutes. Amazing how accurate the chart is that I've got set up. It's amazing. Let's go on the same time frame, obviously. Blocks remaining, 598 blocks remaining. Woohoo! Target block, 840,000. Remember, Bitcoin's got blocks about 10 minutes. I mean, it really is kind of, it's old tech, right? Old tech. But, you know, it's going to get a fresh life with money coming into it, of course, from the ETFs. It's also going to get a fresh life from the Runes protocol launching. So if you've not heard about that, you definitely want to get onto that. Runes protocol launching. Now, we talk about that in the Strategy Club, so you can join up to the Strategy Club. Links in the video description and the Discord. Definitely join up to that. $30 a month, pretty good value to cover a lot of the new tech launching and opportunities launching on all the chains, multi-chain. But yeah, 598 blocks to go until the Bitcoin halving there, 20th of April. Woohoo! Bring it on. It's counting down. Tick tock, tick tock. We'll probably have a halving birthday. You know, probably so many influencers out there going to have these halving parties, right? There'll be halving parties all over the place. Bring your champagne. Bring your champagne. So that's pretty much it at the moment on the old Bitcoin. Let's jump over to Ethereum. Ethereum at the moment, we just finished a day, quite a big range as well. A low of $3,025, wow, and a high of $3,281. Actually, not too bad, but you know, it's a lot lower range, isn't it? Lower price, absolute terms. So what's that, about $260, about that? but we've just started at the bottom of that range, $3,094 at the moment on the old Ethereum. Once again, it should benefit from the Bitcoin halving. Obviously, Ethereum approvals, we're not expecting any boost for that at this stage. 25 up to a 25% chance of approval, so not really likely to happen, at least at this time frame. And of course, the interest rate pivots July. It looks like that is the earliest possible time, but may even move into September. Let's see how we go with some of this economic data coming up. We'll just have to take a day-by-day approach to Ethereum. Now, for you over there in the UK, hey, Governor, how you going, Governor? How you doing? How you doing, Governor? You in the UK? You've got new legislation coming. Obviously, you had some last year, but you got UK is going to be issuing new legislation for stablecoins as well as crypto staking, exchange, and custody by June, July this year. So expecting that coming up in this 2024. That's from Economic Secretary Bim Ofalami. And of course, the Conservative Party-led government has said it wants to make it. They call it conservative-led, but it's flaming liberal. It's hardly conservative. These guys are not conservative. It has said it wants to make the UK a global hub for crypto and passed legislation last year to recognise crypto and stablecoins as regulated activity. So that's good news. We'll take the good news while we can get it. So that's pretty much it from that. So I look forward to that later on. Now that gets us up to Pulsechain and Richard Hart. So we're going to get into that, and of course the highest of stakes. We're going to talk about that. Someone's been up to sneaky business. So let's get into that. Before we do, let's welcome a few other people to the live stream. We got up to Brennan. Let's go to Ben Miller. Good evening, Token family. Welcome, Ben. And we got CC in the house there. Hey, everybody. Good to see CC. Andrew Reynolds, morning all. Good to see Andrew. Hope you're doing well. And Wookie, one of our mods in the house. Yes, you're amazing. Wookie is here. Never fear. Wookie is not far away. And of course, Wookie's been on a skateboard again, going down to the local pool, doing some workouts down there. Nice to see. We're waiting for the vlogs, though. Like I said yesterday, Wookie, I'm going to keep pressing you for the vlogs because, man, I think you absolutely blow up, especially wearing some of those colorful outfits that you've got. CC says, yes, sir, I got my rune stones. Nice one, CC. Now, there is rune stones on Pulsechain, but obviously the ones that are being led by Leonidas are on Bitcoin, of course. That's runestone is the number one NFT collection on Bitcoin, sitting just behind CryptoPunks on Ethereum. But watch the space on that. And, of course, they're going to be dropping, if you're holding a runestone, they're going to be dropping 3 big meme coins. The first one is going to be probably the ultimate, possibly end up for this bull market being the number one meme coin in the world, which is going to be a dog token. The picture is as cute as can be too. So that's looking forward to that. That's kind of what's hot for this bull market. You know, there's something's always going to do supernova X returns, and watch out for that dog token. It's going to be amazing. Dropping at the Bitcoin halving, of course. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, there's also going to be stuff launching on other chains, you know, like Dodge. There's going to be Doomstone on Dodge. I mean, there's lots of stuff happening in the space. But yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, but someone did, guy called Execute, drop some their own version of runestones on Pulsechain. So some of you may have got that as well. So check your wallets, I guess, or check Execute. The Yezer says CC. So nice one. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into Richard Hart, the man, the myth, and the legend. Let's go. Now, he posted out in the last 24 hours this post. Ethereum wondering what free coins you might have waiting for you. One of the free coins did 5,000x price this year. Do not click links or responses. Of course, he's very careful about these scammers coming in these days. Check how much your Pulsechain airdrop is worth. And, of course, you can go to GoPulse and /start, and you can find out if you're new to Pulsechain. Pulsechain was the first full system stake fork of Ethereum last year on the 10th of May. So if you had assets on Ethereum at that time, before the 10th of May at 10:36 UTC time, you would have assets copied over to Pulsechain. You might have a little fortune there. It's definitely worth checking out. GoPulse.com /start. So Richard posted that. It's had about 26,000 views since he posted that a few hours ago. So not too bad there from Richard. But all a stir was called by this token 2049, which is happening over in Dubai. And of course, 18th, 19th of April in Dubai, and the 18th, 19th of September in Singapore. But the Dubai is the one we're focused on here. Token 2049, of course, the premier crypto event. We bring together the leading voices in crypto. They've got some heavyweights there for sure. 80,000 followers of this account as well. You can see that you got people like Victor Boonin there going there. Lots of other the big names there. Augie Lalag, as well, partner there from CMT Digital. There's lots of people turning up to this thing, as you can see. Now, looks like a picture of the venue, is it? Yeah, family, we're getting ready for you. There's a picture of the venue being set up there as well. Looks pretty awesome. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun there, as long as they've got some snacks. Got to have some snacks, don't you? Got to have some snacks there. Maybe some courteous champagne on the way in. That'd be a premier event, wouldn't it? You turn up and you're not just walking in and paying your ticket and thanks very much. It's like you're getting some champagne on the way. That sounds pretty good to me. So yeah, lots of people speaking there, as you can see. Now, anyway, so this conference, Token 2049, a bit of a premium conference there, is suddenly had on the airplane of the Emirates airplane had Richard Hart's full movie, The Highest of Stakes, pop up on all the screens. So pretty cool. Vienna to Dubai, you can see that here. The Vienna to Dubai, and it's got Richard Hart there, The Highest of Stakes, welcome. And of course, it was on all the screens. Isn't that cool? Here's a little bit of elaborate here. Now, this one here looks like a bit of a doctored photo, so I'd ignore this one, but still got the idea of the Emirates there. And of course, all the screens here, which are pretty cool. And I use that for the thumbnail because they look pretty good. Now, here is a picture of in-flight with your hostess and all the screens showing Richard Hart on every screen. And of course, a certain number of these people will be going over to that conference, that 2049 conference there for crypto, with a lot of big people there. So kind of cool. And of course, they'll be reading about that. So good exposure as well. So who was being sneaky? Who was being sneaky? Let me know in the chat there if you know who was being sneaky. But that's pretty cool. Now, we've got some more images. That's just one angle. But we've got this other angle as well. Look at this. All the screens there absolutely covered. Richard Hart on them. Look at that. Bam, 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 bam. The king of crypto there. How about that? So pretty cool stuff happening with him. And yeah, it's caused quite the fuss. That's all I can say. So yeah, someone was being sneaky. The highest of stakes on Emirates can't be too bad before a big conference with a lot of big heavyweights in crypto going there. So pretty nice there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Anyway, we're going to get into the results for day 339. Pulsechain, quadruple 079, down 1.2%. Currently 21% below the percentage points below the mean sacrifice price. We're sitting at 0.79. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0313 for day 339, down 2.6%. Man, you can pick up massive volumes at this level. It's just crazy. You're always going to get that accumulation zone again. And then, of course, what have we got here? The burn supply, 808.2 billion Pulsex bought up and burned, 3.97%. We're going to make 4% by the end of the year. Looks looking good for it. Incentive token at the moment, $3.72, down 5.68%. The ratio is well below 50,000, though, 47,154. And that's kind of the key metric I'm looking at the moment. But the total supply there, 29,179,000. I mean, that's how many incentive tokens there have been emitted. Hex at the moment is currently at 7900th of a penny, down 2.23%. EHEX at 1600th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX definitely in the accumulation zone range. 9,500, just under 9,600 actually of a penny. So if it's under a penny, man, what an opportunity to pick up tons and tons of Hex there. Remember, there's less Hex takers, so yeah, that supply demand is going to be pretty interesting once Hex breaks that 3 cent mark, and it'll be off to the races. All right, so that is day day 339, and of course we're going to be starting day 340 soon, which is crazy on the way, to the full year, 365 days. Let's have a quick look at the charts, and you guys can see. Look at this angle for Pulsechain. Woo-hoo-hoo! We've been holding that, right? You remember always looking back at Hex charts. You'll always look at those moves up. We'll look at this on Pulsechain. Definitely a chance of a lifetime here with the old Pulsechain, and you can see where it got the oversold territory here on the old RSI. So looking pretty good. And of course, the BTC halving before us. Maybe we'll have a bit of a choppy period leading into May, and then maybe it's off to the races after that 1 year of shaking out weekends. Maybe the magic carpet ride really starts to lift from there. Don't get tricked out, as we say. Don't get tricked out. So that's pretty much it. Now, on the geopolitical front, of course, we did have, the Iranians fire those rockets and missiles and things like that. They, unfortunately, 99% or more got knocked down. And I think only 2 managed to reach even close territory. Now, obviously, Hezbollah didn't really fire there as well, which is an interesting move. And, of course, it was pretty disappointing, I guess, for the Iranians. But they got to say, hey, look, we responded and there we go. And of course, they responded to an event that was really due to some deaths of some people as opposed to the actual embassy in Syria, because it was obviously the building next door, which was pretty totaled. It's amazing the technology today. You can total a building next door and keep the other one standing. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? So there we go. It's no longer Braveheart movies anymore, right? I mean, those things are for the past. These advanced weapons are pretty crazy. Anyway, moving on from military guff, we have maybe Israel will do a response, and of course we'll see whether it's a soft response or a hard response. We will see in the coming, I guess, a week. They're going to let them stir a little bit for sure. So that's pretty much it. So that may affect, that geopolitical risk may affect all crypto markets going forward. So we must be awake to that. And of course, those are kind of the black swan type of events that affect markets. The other one, of course, is Taiwan, China-Taiwan, which is probably the biggest of them all, right? Biggest of them all if something happens in that space. And of course, we are coming shortly up to the window for the best seasonal time for invasion. We'll see if they do that before the US election in November the 5th. So there's quite a few things geopolitical that we do have facing, and we need to be awake. We need to have the water splashed on the face and wide awake for those risks at the moment. Other than that, I think crypto's looking pretty damn good, isn't it? So we've got the ETFs working away. And of course, it's going to be a fun ride for sure in this early stages of the bull market. So let's move into Pulsechain. Pulsechain even looking better in my view. Obviously, we've got this angulation here, so we're well above it. We haven't even touched it at the moment. And of course, the Pulsechain manages to keep moving up higher, then I think Pulsechain can do very well. I think Pulsechain definitely undervalued, and we're heading up to 4% burn. And of course, we've got Power City Earn protocol on top of that. So pick it up, the old Pulsechain there. Incentive token at the moment, let's look at the ratio. Obviously, there's the big scarcity play for the incentive token, and the expectation of a emission rate cut coming up to the first year. So that is where we are at the moment, 47,000, and we're holding up pretty badass. I really do think we're doing pretty incredible here. I mean, the only thing that could cause hiccups to this is some giant whale holder or a series of whale holders. That's about it. So just to take that into account. So fairly bullish otherwise. Hex there on that one is at 7,900 a penny. Like I say, the RSI is a bit tired down here. So we're waiting for some big move on that one. Let's have a look at the weekly on PHEX. That is the weekly. We're in accumulation zone, as you guys know. This sort of orange line is my accumulation zone here. We had a lot of support in this zone here, and we've managed to we're just basically in this accumulation zone here. So you'd be doing pretty well. Anything you're picking up between 6400th of a penny on Hex on Pulsechain through to 1 cent pretty much. I think that's a pretty good zone. And of course, look how many times twice we popped out of that. So you can reasonably expect another pop out, especially in the bull market type of conditions. And the RSI is definitely getting down at 39 on the weekly. So that is pretty much it on PHEX, looking pretty good, accumulation zone. And of course, EHEX there, it's poor cousin, it's poor friend. May not be so poor in the future, but certainly at the moment, 1600th of a penny. RSI is definitely oversold there, and it's just showing some positive signs at the moment. So not too bad. And there's plenty of upside before we even get to the bank X, as I always say. So there's plenty of rally in there. 300%. That's not too bad. I've got this in the right place here. Yeah, 300% there from here. So not bad. And 300%. Anyone up to 300%? Put your hands up if you're up to 300%. All right. Let me know in the chat there if you've actually accumulated some EHEX there, not just PHEX. Obviously, PHEX or Hex on Pulsechain is the Magic Carpet Ride version. So just take that into account. But EHEX not going anywhere, it's out and about. All right, let's jump into the PHEX combined price here on InvestX. Obviously, we're on the lows in the accumulation zone at the moment, with the upside there. Still waiting for that 3 cent breakout, and then Hex is off to the races, right? So we're going to keep watching every day until we see that play out. All right, that was day 339. Let's get into the gas prices quickly. We're going to race through these. 900,000 beats, pretty high on the old Pulsechain. The last yesterday was like this too. 3 cents for a Pulsechain swap. Oh my goodness, the end of the world. And of course, 1 cent, 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, half a penny for a PRC20 transfer. I think those are pretty similar to yesterday. Ethereum has been particularly cheap lately, 8 Gwei as we speak. And even with Pulsechain being on the high side, almost 3.5 times higher than normal on the Gwei. We're at 351 times cheaper than Ethereum still, so not too bad. You can either pay 3 cents on Pulsechain or pay up to $8.84 on a Uniswap transaction, so you decide where your opportunities lie. Now, what else? We've got the validators. They're pretty stable as well, I think. We've got, where are they stable? We've got 1.57 trillion off the market at the moment. Let's see what else. And the bridge, just go to the bridge, the health check. 118.4 million. I think we're down about $1 million from yesterday. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Down about $1 million from yesterday. Looks like we had some P-die leave over the bridge. I haven't got pulse alerts up today, so I can't check that. But what was sending out there? But that's kind of where we are at the moment. Must have been some die that's gone back over the bridge again. I think USDC is looking pretty similar. USD Tether, I think, is looking similar. So it must have been die that's gone over because that's definitely down from yesterday. What else there? USPXDC and USDL looking pretty similar to yesterday as well. On that note, so that's we're going to be starting day 940. Hold your hands up, get your hands ready. All right, we're going to get into the rest of the crypto markets on the old Pulsechain. But before we do, let's say hello to a few other new friends that have jumped in the chat. What else there? We got Trev Newman listening from the Dominican Republic. Great work, man. I appreciate that, Trev, and a big shout out to you in the Dominican Republic. Big shout outs. Wookie says we'll drop one on Discord. What are you dropping in Discord? What are you dropping in Discord, Wookie? Still buying Pulsex. Need to see the highest the stakes, says Trev. Yeah, there's still a lot of people who haven't seen the highest the stakes, so definitely try and get check that out if you're out there. I think it's on most streaming services, so definitely try and catch that up. Tom Kane in the house. Great news updates as always. Hey, thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. And we've got John Nielsen as well. What's up, everybody? Well, we're waiting for the prices to be up. How about that? But that's good accumulation zone at the moment. So what I was going to say is before we go on to the next stuff here, we do have a little video of someone watching. I forgot to play this earlier. And we've got a little video of someone watching the highest of stakes on the actual Emirates. So should we watch that? I forgot to play that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I forgot to play that earlier, but that is looking pretty nice. So very cool. All right, let's bring back the rest of the markets. We got Acosa and Hedron, and we've got these on the market. So let's actually do it by liquidity, shall we? Or let's do it by percentages. So we've got Ethereum. I think it was yesterday we had Pulsechain up, and now we've got Ethereum up. So it's sort of reversed a bit. So Ethereum is up 17% on Acosa. Hedron is up 6% on Hedron. Remember, if you've got a Hex, if you're mining Hex and you've got a maturing Hex miner, you want to claim your Hedron before you end it. Just remember that. Obviously, it's super cheap on Pulsechain to do. But at the moment, Ethereum's pretty cheap with 8 Gwei. So your end stakes on Ethereum, probably not too bad. Obviously, the longer the mining or Hex stake, the more you pay because it has to go through every single day and calculate your share of the reward pool based on the number of T-shares you had. This is all T-shares. And so it has to go through the S-load function and has to, calculate that. So the lower Gwei that you're costing to do that, the better for you. That's pretty much it. So 8 Gwei is the way to go. Now, we've got Acosa on Pulsechain. They're both down just a little bit. Not too bad. Hedron's down 4%. That's a little bit, but Acosa's only 1.7% there at the moment. Let's go to the influencer coins. These guys have been causing most of the volume on Pulsechain lately. Is the syndicate of influencers out there in the Pulsechain Hex community, notably Randy Olasky, and of course the Axis Alive, and of course Crispy Man out there, and of course Abit's been doing his thing as well. Abit's been doing his thing, and so has Hexy Bastard. All these guys have been creating a lot of opportunity on the old Pulsechain, and of course benefiting the volume, and of course Pulsex buy and burn. So we've got Solid X at the moment is up of 44%, which is at $127. So man, this thing is they're talking about this going to $1,500. I saw a post out there from one of the founders there. Well, I think it was Axis saying, the Solid X here accumulate before it goes to $1,500. Is what they're trying to say. And of course, back here on the 10th of April, this is on the 4-hourly chart, by the way. We had the price go all the way up to $265. Went all the way down though, $43. So you got to be ready for volatility. That run up was pretty brutal. Now, as I said to you, we were in Discord watching this at the beginning, right here, and we saw a bit of a flash crash to $1.97. And of course, look at what it's done now. So wow, after that, so that would have made some people pretty rich. Anyway, so we're back up to $126 there, and the RSI is climbing back up as well. So keep an eye on this RSI. Remember, RSI is your best friend in crypto. Tells you whether something's really overheated or not. Now, obviously, it can hold up in crypto too, so it can do take the extremes a lot more and stay up for longer than expected. But generally, it still works pretty well. $126. It's going to go to $1,500. We shall see. We got Fire there from Crispy Man. It's up 22%. And we got Axis there is at 40,500, up 18%. And Randy Alaski's Note Token up 14%. And of course, let's have a look at this. That's pretty good there from Note Token there and Randy Alaski. 0.6 of a penny there. And of course, everyone knows who Randy is, and you get into it. So the influencers are making a stir. Looks like even Trayvon with his More Token is up 2.2% there. It's holding up as well. But all the other influencer ones there, My Life is Awesome is pretty much flat. And what do you got? The BNV1 is down 1%, and Poor Pleb there from Hexy Bastard down 6%. Those are that. Let's jump over to some of these others. Shibcoin down 2.8%. The big PRC20. Now I'm just going to go to stables as well. We got where's PDI? PDI here at 6600th of a penny, pretty much flat, down a little bit. And of course, what else we got? We've got USDC is pretty much flat. So all the ones that are trying to be stable coins, they're getting priced up. They're all just down at the moment. It's good, maybe a good accumulation zone. Up to you though what you do. But all the stable coins are ticking away there. Let's see, how's the Coast doing? Coast still around about 85 cents, so still at a big discount, the old Coast, until they fix up their I guess their agencies for service. Let's see what else we got going here. Top PRC 20s. I'm not sure what I had in this. Wrap Bitcoin. Wrap Bitcoin still up $303. Wrap Bitcoin not doing too bad. That was one of the posts that Richard put out, and this is managing to stay up. So a big shout out to Wrap Bitcoin. Yeah, boy, it's holding up $303. That's not pretty good. Pretty impressed by that. Now we're going to go and check out all the top movers for the day. Now we've looked at some of the little segments, and of course haven't finished pulling that out, so I have to get around to it sooner or later. So let's have a look at the best performers. Looks like we've got Leonidas here. This will be Leonidas from Runestone. Of course, is on Bitcoin. That is up at the moment, 154%. We've got Blast up there, 73%. Fugazi still up again, 67% at 9 cents. Obviously, Solid there. We've covered that. Solid X. Let's scroll down. That Discovery Token, the new one from Axis, is up 38% as well. $4,600 there from Axis as well. Boy, this thing's actually staying up pretty well, even if it's overheated there. And how much is in actual pool? We've got 4.39 pooled Discovery tokens there. Yeah, another one there from Axis Alive. And these guys are crushing it out there. All right, what else there? We got this DWB. I'm never going to say the name because we're a family channel. We're up 33% on this one. And of course, Crow there is up 31%. Die Hard as well, which is you earn PDI, right? You earn PDI having Die Hard. 28% there on the volumes. They must have, what, 10% fee, is it, for trading? I guess it is. Just remember that. I think it's 10%. What else? Chitin, that's only launched a couple of days ago. That's up 90% as well. So a lot of the recently launched tokens that have been launched by those influencers are dominating Pulsechain at the moment with the best returns. So it's just what it is. We will see. And what else happens here? I'm just looking for some utilities here. What utilities are actually doing pretty well? Well, 9inch is a utility. That's a DEX. So that's up 15% on 9inch. So good stuff there. I think it's still below the sacrifice price, but still looking not too bad there on that time token for the Time Internet Money Wallet. It's still holding up pretty well, 9%. So that's another utility on Pulsechain. So it's not all meme coins and genetically designed pump coins. Is that what you call it? Genetically designed pump coins? Is that something new? I'll just make that up. I guess I did. We've got Loan Token there as well, another utility. One of our top ones, of course. In fact, after Pulsex, probably still got the best TVL. Got to double check that, but I think that's the case. Yeah, easily. Should be easily there. $21 million. 5.4% on loan. What else is looking pretty there? Gophers up 731%. Now, Gophers, I believe, has its staking starting today. So if you haven't checked that out with Dipcatcher, maybe you're holding a Gopher. I do believe that they got announcement around staking on today. I was going to bring it up actually, but I didn't. But check out Gophers for that one. In fact, let's go in there and have a quick look at the Twitter and see whether that when I'm just talking, making stuff up. No, 5 hours ago, Gophers staking is live on Solana, so that did happen. Because remember, Gophers are on Solana, Ethereum, and Pulsechain. So there is the staking there. Announcement, staking gophers on Solana is now live. Solana looks like to be first there. They must be doing Pulsechain at some stage, unless it's already been done. Let me have a look there. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's when it's coming to Pulsechain. It definitely seems to be Solana rich there. But recently, Solana was the last chain to launch, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it's much earlier in the piece, but it doesn't seem to be. Anyway, that's a lot of innovation on Pulsechain, so we like that. We like that. And that's pretty much it. Those are the highlights today on it. We're currently doing $40.8 million in volume, and of course 400,000 transactions. That's pretty similar to yesterday, if I remember rightly. It's pretty similar to yesterday, and looks like we're sitting, quite a bit down from the bottom on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're number 12. So if we take number 6, and if we were to do 50, to get into the 50 position, we need $210 million of volume. So that's an aspiration for us. Now, obviously, on some of these chains, they have a lot of wash trading and fake coins and things like that. So you have to take into account all those other things. But that is pretty much it. Let's jump back into the chat there before we get up to the Hex stats for the day. I think we've got the Hex stats coming out. 589.96. No, we haven't got them out yet. No, they haven't come out yet. We've still got yesterday's numbers. We're waiting for day 1596. But not quite out yet. Actually, no, it is out yet on Ethereum, but not out on Pulsechain. Pulsechain's been behind a little bit anyway, so we might get to that in a minute. All right, let's see here. Let's see what else. We got John Neese in here. What's up? What's up, everybody? Good to see you, John. I think I read that out earlier. And we got Tintop as well. What's up, Hexagons? Good to see you, Tintop. Hope you are doing well out there as well. Let me just remove this, and we're going to get into the Hex Daily Stats and hit it off. Bam. All right, so big shout out. If you haven't seen Crispy Man, Crispy Man does Hex Info, and he does regular YouTube videos on Hex. If you want to get even a deeper dive than what I do, I cover the basics, but he does a deeper dive into all his data analytics and that. So definitely check out Crispy Man on YouTube. Now, what else? Am I the only channel that still shows this on a regular basis? Probably am, because we're Hex Token channel. That's why we got that. All right, so here on Ethereum, 1596. 15th of April 2024, and of course we got the price there at the snapshot at 00164. No change in the price, it says here. I'm not sure if that's working, but actually it is working because it's the same as yesterday. All right, so let's move on, and we got the payout there, Petitier 7.219. So a really juicy looking T-share right there. You got to remember, this is going to go up over time. It's going to continue to go up as there's less T-shares, and of course we're expecting those 2030, the first 10-year T-share miners. We're expecting quite a lot of early in stakes on some of those, particularly if it times exactly with the height of the bull market. So that payment's going to go up pretty nicely as the T-shares drop and the rewards get bigger for remaining T-share holders. So it's going to be fun times. What else we got there? Let's jump through some of these numbers. We're going to go to the T-shares. Only T-shares are up 500 on the Ethereum chain. 9,160,000 T-shares for day 1596. Let's have a look at the penalties. 1.7 million in penalties. That's pretty good. We'll take that on top of the normal reward, 66 million in the reward pool for all those T-share holders. And of course, an increase of 8 liquid holders, and that's the 332,941. But we're down a 9 minus there to 180,255. That's Ethereum for day 1596. Now we haven't got the results out yet for Pulsechain. It'll probably come out after the live stream, but that would be for day 339. Waiting for that. So that would be the 15th of April, but we'll see what those are. Maybe cover them tomorrow. All right. At the moment, of course, you can pick up an Ethereum T-share for $55. That's the spot price. Obviously, longer pays better, and you can pick up a Pulsechain T-share at the moment. Spot price $268. Remember, longer pays better is the main thing that most people get. It's 20% more shares per year, up to pretty much 10 years, and of course. That's about 200% cheaper. So remember that, longer pays better there. I always say have a mining ladder because I always like passive income. Right? You never know what's going to happen over all that time frame. So that's a good idea. All right, but longer always does pay better mathematically. All right, let's get back into it. We're going to wrap up shortly. 40 minutes on the live. Now you guys know we'll be looking to change the show format a bit. Probably not quite yet. I've got a few things on. But I am looking to change the format. We'll be covering a lot of projects moving forward, so that'll be one of the big themes. Yeah, hold on to your hat for that. Bob Wells says, "Hi everyone, quick hello. And I'm not talking about Pulsechain launching. Pulsechain, we've been covering that right up to this point with a lot of Pulsechain project launches. We've kind of documented that since Pulsechain launched on the 10th, on the 12th of May. And of course, we'll be covering, I'm actually looking at quite a different format, maybe a cross-chain, multi-chain as well, but all funneling back into Pulsechain. So that's kind of the idea. All right, what else? We got Bob Wells says, I hope you're all hanging in there. Yeah. And DCA for the win, dollar cost average for the win. There's such a good accumulation zones for some of these prices. Really is a good opportunity. All right, Bitcoin halving coming up in less than 4 days. And of course, maybe in May, there'll be 1 year of weak hands to be fudded out. And then maybe it's game on from there. All well with the world, of course, geopolitically, if things calm down. So that is kind of the optimism. And we're still in those early stages of the bull market. We're expecting big things for Bitcoin, right? We're expecting, 150, 180K for Bitcoin at the top of the bull at minimum. And then maybe, 240 is Richard Hart's call, around 240K. But, if we get anywhere near gold, now obviously gold price is going up at the moment, but if we get anywhere near gold, we're probably talking $400,000 plus Bitcoin. So, yeah, definitely exciting opportunity ahead. What will that do? What will that do to spur the altcoin season? New layer ones, new layer two technology, new bridge technology, new DEXs, new inscription technology, ordinals, all these things are going to absolutely be amazing in this bull market. AI, artificial intelligence, of course, playing in to some of these things as well. And of course, you can't forget your old doggy meme coins. So there we go. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed it today. I will catch you guys in the Discord. It's the place to be. The link's in the video description. $5 a month to join up. That's so cheap. 16 cents to get all the best information, the best community in Pulsechain and Hex. And of course, if you want to get that extra edge, then join our strategy club, multi-chain. And of course, that is $30 a month, which is pretty good value as well. And we're covering a lot of the latest and greatest stuff there. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Hit the bell. And take care and enjoy your time out there, whether the market's up or down. Take the opportunities as they lay before you. All right, bye for now. I've got to finish up here. We got to play our favorite video, a Magic Carpet Ride video. It's my favorite, and I am kind of addicted to it. Let's be frank. And then I might play a little dance music song from Scott Harris because I thought it was a pretty good one. It's the second song, and I think it's got a good rhythm to it, and it's really about the future. That's a future song at this stage. So take care, everybody. Bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA. And now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico.